I'm Sunita Mani, and I play Arundhati in Nice Indian Boy.
Hello, namaste. I'm Zarna Garg, and I play Meghna Gavaskar in A Nice Indian Boy.
Hi, I'm Karan Soni. I play Naveen in A Nice Indian Boy.
Hi, I'm Roshan Sethi. I'm the director of A Nice Indian Boy, and it's the story of Karan's character bringing Jonathan Groff home to his crazy Indian family and the wedding that eventually results. Well, I'm gay and Indian. So I would say that what drew me to A Nice Indian Boy is that I identified so strongly with the in-between place that the movie is about, where someone has come out to his family and is gay, at least in theory, but not gay in practice. So the movie is about someone introducing a partner to their family, and those were things that I had gone through and was in the process of going through with Karan, who's my real life partner.
Breaking news on Deadline.com.
Yeah.
I play Naveen, who is basically the nice Indian boy. And he, like Roshan said at the beginning of the movie, he is out. It's not a coming out story, but he basically hasn't ever brought anyone home or dated anyone seriously. So he meets Jonathan's character and then has to sort of confront a lot of the stuff with his family that he hasn't since his coming out, and basically goes on this journey to have a big gay Indian wedding.
I play Naveen's sister, the older sibling in the family unit, who is carrying a lot of the burden of expectation. And Arundhati kind of goes through the unshackling process of that throughout the film, and it's beautifully tied to her brother Naveen in that this, Naveen is coming into himself while Arundhati is as well, but that involves like a shedding and divorce. Spoiler. One wedding brings one divorce, and that's fun. Yeah.
And I play their mom, Naveen, and Arundhati's mom, Sunita.
He only cares about the son.
Yeah, well,
Character.
that was a Freudian slip. And as you can see, it's been very fun being in my family. Because one is coming out, one is going back in, one wants to be married, one doesn't want to be married. There's a lot going on, and a lot that everybody who watches this movie is going to relate to. Because, every kid is out there believing that their parents don't understand, which is not true at all. We do understand. Are you getting the vibe of this movie right here?
Wow, this is getting so aggressive. He's not the enemy.
I'm trying to learn. I didn't know out gay and in gay, and there's a lot of terminology. I didn't know mother was not just mother, meant another kind of mother. But I want to learn, and I want to be cool. I'm trying to be cool and bring my whole generation into it with me.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Pride?
No. But
Have you ever slipped a dollar bill in a go-go dancer's?
I don't even know what you're saying, go dancer. Why
Lot
is
to learn.
anybody dancing? What? See, I have so much to learn.
We play mother and son in the movie. Actually, I had met Zarna about maybe a year before we ended up doing this movie at a party. But I was a fan of yours through my mom, who would send me her videos on Instagram, just relentlessly sending them to me. So I was very excited to meet her. And then Roshan, actually, when we were getting ready to cast, he was like, I know Zarna's never acted in a movie before, but he was like, I feel like she would be amazing in this role. And we were just like, yeah. When he had that idea, we were both just like, I can't imagine anyone else in the part. And then she exceeded all of our expectations. And then me and Sunita were like, can we know about your process? Because we want some of what she's doing. Yeah.
So good.
Oh.
You steal the show.
It was because our director, who is first and foremost a doctor,
Here.
he made all of us shine, and his faith in me gave me faith. I was like, I'm not an actor. I was the first to be like, maybe not, because your movie needs to do well. But we made it happen, right?
Yeah.
But also the truth is that being disappointed in my kids, that's like a very everyday emotion. It was not hard to tap and go there, right?
Yeah.
If it was the other way, like be very proud of your son, I would have been like, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah. Not for the first movie. You need some acting practice before you can get there.
Yeah.
She's such a natural, and it took no time at all for her to figure out, because beyond the act of acting, there's also the technical complexity of the whole thing, of eye lines and marks and camera movement and all of that stuff, that she absorbed like that. Karen at one point said that she was like AI because she picked it up so quickly that it was terrifying.
I will pick up anything if the budget is there. So just like the next movie, they want to sing, dance, ride a horse, fight, hang from a ceiling, anything. As long as the budget is there, I'm in.
Yeah.
We really, in some ways, struggled with that because there hasn't been a formal on-screen depiction of a Hindu gay wedding. So we reached out to every pundit that we could find in Canada where we shot the movie to find someone who could support us through the logistics and details of a ceremony, because having been to many ceremonies, I knew still absolutely nothing about them. And we unfortunately were declined by almost every single pundit that we contacted in Canada. Pundit is the Hindi word for priest. We actually got a crazy, very homophobic text from one pundit in particular who was described to us as the most progressive pundit in Calgary. But that text exchange shortly stopped after he called us a sort of infamous homophobic slur. And we eventually got in touch with a pundit who was in some way affiliated with Priyanka Chopra's wedding, who did many FaceTime calls with us while driving around in an open-air convertible. But he was very in touch with the more progressive elements of Hinduism and gave us a lot of concrete and specific advice. I wish I had his name on hand, but I do not. But all of his documents came branded with his little picture, and he was really a class act. And we were able to plan a ceremony with literally no knowledge of one prior to that. We ended up, the beautiful and the horrible thing about being gay is that you just have to invent it all. There are no traditions. You don't belong to a long tradition or expectations or gender roles. So we did make up parts of the ceremony in ways that we felt would be appropriate. But it was a balance of observing traditions and then making up our own thing as well. At certain points in the process, when it got very frustrating to plan the wedding, I did begin to wonder why I cared so much about observing accurately a Hindu wedding when they didn't care about us. But we ended up working our way through that. And the ceremony is one of my favorite parts of the movie. When you fall in love with someone, it is so connected to your family. And at least among Indians, I think it is. Those things are very intertwined with each other. I used to watch Sex and the City a lot, and I loved Sex and the City. This is when I was closeted and straight, but I was always watching Sex and the City. But one of the things that always struck me about that show is you never meet their families. And that was so weird to me, coming from where I came from, because you don't fall in love in isolation from your families. You're always thinking about them. And so the movie kind of reflects that. But
Yeah, I think that was so much of, as we were making this movie, for me and Roshan at least, it was so personal, even though it wasn't exactly our story. But like about halfway through filming, Roshan was like, we should really soak this in because I don't think we'll ever make anything that's like hitting. Every day there would be a scene or something that was directly affecting one of us. And we got to make it together, which was like so rare that you get to do that. But Roshan was the first person I introduced to my family, and then I'm the first person he's introduced to his, and so a lot of that stuff we resonated from in the play and the script and all of that. Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Please. Yeah.
I think what you're saying about Indian families being so enmeshed is so true, but the outsider brings in this like reflection of who you really are to each other, and how like some of these things are so unspoken, and then you have to like say them out loud. But at the same time, you have this isolation within this togetherness, and I feel like that's what Naveen and Arundhati share, like being alone together in a way. That they're kind of, it's not really us against them, but there is this awareness of the individual versus like the family.
They're always complaining, these kids. They have been seen, they are all together, we are all together, but somehow not together enough. I don't know what to say anymore.
What do you want for your kids? Do you want them to, like, do you care what kind of people they marry?
No, I don't have to because I will choose them.
Okay.
Then, I will care about who I choose now.
Right. So I'm so sorry I asked.